Hope all is well in your world. Today we'll be talking about our 2021 spring conference. First, I would like to thank Mr. Thomas Green, aka Tag from Wellsco, for starring in the video. We will open the registration for spring conference Monday, February the 1st, and it will end February 19th. March 1st is the membership deadline, and the 12th is the pay deadline for the competitions. Uh, I believe there is a change between March 1 and March 12th, but these are the deadlines. March 1st is the membership deadline, and March the 12th is the pay deadline for the contests. The cost per student will be $35 and no fee for the advisors. Online testing will open March 15th and close the 19th. Make sure when you register students that you add a working student email. Let's talk about the video you're about to watch. We shot this video with the help of Thomas Green, aka Tag. It's been edited to help with the video flow. Tag added a lot of useful information to help prepare a contestant for the welding contest. The must-haves for most of the skilled contests will be the student will show their contest number, explain what they're about to complete, show what PPE they will be using, explain what equipment they will be using, demonstrate the hands-on skill. The video will then show a close-up so the judges can judge the competition. Videos are uploaded to your campus's YouTube account. We're using the YouTube platform because of judging and time constraints and the amount of storage space to house each video. If you need help creating your school's YouTube channel, send me an email. Okay, the moment you're all been waiting for.
Okay, I want to talk a little bit about the competition that you're going to have at your schools and kind of what we need to see. The first thing is we're not going to use names of any kind. You're going to have a number, which I've got a 501. Please don't laugh. It's the best we could do in our shop. So I'm 501, and this needs to be visible for the judges to see you. This is also safety, because on our rubric, you can be counted off on not having the correct safety gear. So you need to have jeans or some kind of pants, 100% cotton preferably, that don't have any holes in them. Leather boots, need to have some type of a welding shirt on. I'm bald headed, so I've got to have a hat, and your welding gloves, safety glasses, and your welding helmet. And I believe if you have all of these items, I'm not sure most of the time in these competitions, and I'll have to ask my expert on this, it's a plus, but no minuses. I mean, a minus, but no pluses.
Exactly.
Okay.
Just negatives.
So just keep that in mind. This could be the difference of you winning the competition if you didn't have your welding gloves on and get counted off, a point or two. That might be enough for you not to win the competition. So just to recap, make sure that you've got a number, no names, just a number. My number's 501. Make sure you can see it. Definitely need your safety glasses, some type of a welding shirt, some type of 100% cotton jean with no holes, no frays, anything like that. Some type of leather boot, your welding gloves, and of course your welding helmet. Welcome to welding. I'm Thomas A. Green. Y'all might know me as Tag. We've got several things that we're going to do for you guys today. The first thing, I'm going to talk a little bit about the welding machine that we're going to be using. This is a Miller multi-process Multimatic 220 AC/DC. So we can MIG weld, we can stick weld, we can TIG weld, we can even weld aluminum with this machine. Today we're just going to be using the MIG process. We're using a 75-25 mixed gas, and we'll be for the most part on the short circuit mode or the lower voltage. And I'm fixing to pause here in just a second, get set up over here, and we're going to give you some scenarios to look at. So, and I'll try to explain before I get started, and then after I get done welding, we'll come over here and look at it real close where you guys can see it. So I'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to simulate a weld with the shielding gas turned off. This is a common problem that I see, especially beginners when you're learning how to weld. So we're going to demonstrate that and then show you what it looks like. So here we go. We're going to get Sonny in there with this technical camera.
Oh yeah, that's
And as you can see, weld number one is welding with no shielding gas. So the next weld we're going to simulate, I'm going to have Miss Sunny turn the gas back on. And we're going to do one where the voltage is too low. This is another common mistake. Well, I don't know mistake, but just in the learning curve, this is something that I did when I was learning. I'll situate it up here. Now we're going to show you what it looks like when you don't have enough voltage. As you can tell, the weld is kind of humped up. It's not tied in at the toes. It sounded good and it looks good, but the weld is just too cold. So if we had done this like on a bumper or something like that, pretty much guaranteed it's going to fall off. All right, our next one, I'm going to kind of give you a visual here. Our next one, I'm going to have my MIG gun too far away. This is something else that, as a beginner, that you're so excited that you've got fire going, you too far away because you're not real sure what to do and you're kind of nervous. So I'm going to try to simulate that for you and show you what it looks like. But we're actually going to put the voltage where it needs to be, or somewhere close. What you're going to see is a whole lot of defects. Because we're up so high, we're not getting enough gas coverage. Our bolts and amps are all over the place. Again, looking at this weld, if that's the first weld that you ever made, it's a good, you know, man, I made a weld that's great, but actually this is a weld that is full of holes, full of defects. So again, if this was like on a, say we were building a, I don't know, a superstructure of some kind, this weld would not be acceptable, and probably whoever welded it would be reprimanded or possibly even fired. On our next sample, I'm going to simulate the voltage being too high. You've gotten comfortable with welding, and most people think the higher we go, the better it is. Or the hotter we go, the better it is. So I'm going to turn it up way too hot, kind of show you what that looks like. Oh. You can kind of hear how it sounds. It doesn't sound just exactly right. The weld's not going to look too bad. The weld's going to look pretty decent. However, the heat effective zone on this weld, I know on 1/4 inch by manufacturer specifications for the wire, they tell me kind of where to set the amps and the volts for a particular thickness of metal. Well, I know that I'm running out of parameters. So what I've done is on the base metal itself, I'm going to pick up a cold one. On the base metal itself, I've got this metal too hot. So I've changed the molecular structure of it. So instead of having good metal, now what I've done is I've ruined my piece of metal because I've overheated it. And this is a common thing. This is a common thing to see. Now, will the weld hold? Maybe. Will it eventually crack and fall apart? Maybe. There's a lot of maybes. I don't know what the percentages are on it. I just know that is a common thing. And finally, what we're going to do is we're going to make you a weld using the manufacturer's settings. And on this machine, we have a cheat feature. I know you guys can't see it, but it's called auto set. And I can enter the diameter of my wire. I can put the thickness of my material, and it automatically sets a machine for me. I think that's kind of cool. So we're using 1/4 inch plate, 1/4 inch metal. So it's giving me at 035 diameter wire. Our gas is on 25 cubic foot per minute or somewhere in there. Our volts is on 21, and we're setting about 355. That's what they recommend on the machine. Let's see what it does. Listen to how it sounds. It ought to sound pretty good. We're going to show you two samples here. The first sample that we're going to show you is one that is made with a different shielding gas. We used a 9010 and we used a spray mode. When spray mode, we had to go, this one was run at about 27 volts. Our next one is in the short circuit mode. And I put a little technique on there so you can kind of see it. Notice how it's tied into the toes. We don't have any porosity. We don't have any defects to speak of that I can see. But that's based on the settings on the machine. So that gives you 4 sets of, I don't know problems, but 4 sets of ideas to think about. One without shielding gas, one with our voltage too low, one with our voltage too high, and one with the correct setting. So I hope this helps you. I hope you've had a big time today. If you get a chance to call Keith McKnight and Sonny and thank them for filming this and putting all this together, you guys give them a call and thank them. goodbye. And that's all I got.
I hope that helps you visualize how the contest will run this year. If you have any questions or comments, send them to keith.mcknight@arkansas.gov. I want to thank everyone that's helping get Skills USA Arkansas where it needs to be. Stay safe.